talking about the, it's just corruption is everywhere. But I'm gonna do the return of senders. I'm gonna clean my energy, clean my space, and do what I gotta do. The return of senders are part of my daily routine. When I shower with salt every day. I even use eggshells. I think I might have eggshells in my hair. I fell asleep. I fell asleep. I take a shower. I wipe all this hot mess off my body, and I go to sleep. Like I'm like I don't have. When I don't sleep, it's because somebody's doing something. But I sleep. I go to sleep. I'm up at 4, 5 in the morning, and and I sleep. Like I don't stay up. I don't stay up late. I don't stay up late. Like why? Where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna go to sleep. But when I don't sleep, it's because someone is doing something. That's how I know. Can't prove it. I can't prove it. I can't see them. I just know because they fucking with me in the spirit. I know the spirit. But let's go. I'm gonna do the return of senders. The return of senders helps me to return the energy back to whoever's doing it. I spray the spray. I took a shower last night and went straight to sleep. And I put eggshells like all over myself. My curls went out. So I wet my hair, but it's fine. The splash, this splash, I sell the splash. I sell it on TikTok. I sell it on Pay. Those are my only two places, TikTok and PayPal. It's just to help you. Is to get rid of the negative energy. It absorbs in your skin, so it's almost that's why I don't wipe it off. It's like it's on there. That means it's doing the job. It's gonna dry on my skin, and it does the job. Return to senders. Return to senders returns energy back to wherever it's coming from. That's what a return to sender does. Information comes. Like I start talking about things and it'll come to me and I'm just like, wow, like, and I have to make sense of it. I have to make sense of it. When you talk about it, when you speak to someone about it, when you tell the person doing the shit, you doing something to me, you did some, like, did you do this to me? Like, I spoke to my sister. I was like, did you steal the fucking inheritance? Did you do something? I was like, I would never do this shit. I would never do that to you. I was like, why would you do that to me? And she never denied it and she won't admit to it and she'll just deflect and say that she doesn't have time and she got time. She got time to sit there and falsify documents and do all this other shit. She got time. But whatever. Once you speak your truth, then everything is just starts to fall apart for them. Once you speak your truth. That's why I speak my truth. When I talk about the court case, I talk about it and I say all the stuff that nobody wants to talk about. Like it's a secret. Nobody's supposed to know this shit. No, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. And then it's just that's why I talk about it because you have to. I have to talk about it in order for anything to get done. And even with my sister, is like I have to tell her. I have to say something because it's like if you don't say anything, then it's they're just gonna keep lying and they're gonna keep hiding and they're gonna keep thinking that they're gonna get away with it. Nah, you just say something. Say something. You know, a lot of stuff is happening in the courts. A lot of stuff is being investigated. A lot of stuff is wrong. You know, whatever is in my name, they're looking it up. They're doing whatever they gotta do their job, right? Now they're doing their job. But then it's like everything else is gonna just start popping up, and then you're gonna start seeing other people's problems. Like I have my issues, and now my issues, they're going to find solutions to my issues. Okay. But there's a lot of people too that have the same kind of issues and they just don't want to talk about it because I don't know why. but they don't want to talk about it. But I know I'm not the only person, you know, and it's a lot of people in other places of the United States have the same kind of issues. The unified court system is for all of New York State, but each state has its own rules, it's its own jurisdiction. So you can't go outside of your jurisdiction. That's why it's so hard to get help from someone else, because then they'll say, oh, that's outside of my jurisdiction, you know, but there's corruption in each place, and then it's kept in that place because nobody from the outside can come in, and that's how they control it. That's how it's controlled. That's why there's corruption everywhere. There's murders everywhere. These people marrying people like it's candy. Like, you're not supposed to do that, but they do it. You know, everything is money. You always find a way of how to make more money. Crazy. You know, people, we struggle in life and we have to overcome things, and then you're so happy and proud of yourself when you overcome things. You're satisfied with yourself when you get things, when you earn things, and it's just like, I did that. I did that. That's mine. Like, I did all of this, and you started from the bottom and you just grew to something great, and it's like I did that. You know, you earned it. You worked hard and you focused on it, and you accomplished so much. You feel so proud of yourself. But then there's other people that they'll just look for other people to take advantage of them and to slow them down and stop them from being great. But I'm like, you could be great too. Like, we could all be great. Like, you don't have to stop one person for the next person to shine. Like, you can shine if you put work, all the work that you're doing trying to take shit from people, you put that into yourself and see how great you can be. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy the way things go. But I'm gonna go into the Return of Sundays. I know I am talking because it's like the jurisdiction part. They always say that, oh, it's outside of our jurisdiction. Oh, we can't do this because it's not in our jurisdiction. Oh, we're not allowed to come there. And, you know, so they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And then what are other people going to say? It's outside of our jurisdiction. We can't do anything about that. And I'm just like, but I need help, and nobody will help you because it's outside of their jurisdiction. That's the law. They made that a fucking law. That's why they have so many criminals. That's why they have so many things. That's why people here, you're in the same state. How can you get married three times in the same state? Because it's outside of their jurisdiction. So you don't check what's done in the Bronx. So you can get married in the Bronx, get married in Manhattan, and get married in Brooklyn, and you're all in New York, in the fucking city, in five boroughs of New York cities, and you could get away with this. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like, wow, like they could just get away with stuff like that, and it's okay. Like, nobody's gonna know. No, because it's outside of their jurisdiction. That's the fucking law. I'm like, wow, that's some shit. That's some shit. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. You know, I'm gonna do the return of Thunder. The return of Thunder returns energy back to wherever it is coming from.